Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. I feel like I haven't done a mukbang in so long, and for today's mukbang, I am so excited. Like, I am just beyond excited. I can't even describe it because I have two of my favorite foods here. This is probably my favorite dessert ever, cinnamon rolls. Like, I love cinnamon rolls as much as I love life itself. Like, cinnamon rolls literally give me life. And then some of my OG subscribers will probably remember this mac and cheese because this is the mac and cheese that Sara made for me. It must be like almost 2 years ago now. She made it for me for my big mac and cheese mukbang, and she made it for me again because I asked her to very nicely, and I said, please make it for me, and she said, okay, I will. So she made it for me again, which I'm so excited for because it is my favorite mac and cheese that I have ever tasted. No mac and cheese that I've tried since has even come close, and I can't remember one in the past that I've had that is better than this. So I'll put the recipe in the description. These are just regular store-bought cinnamon rolls, which I love because I grew up on these, so they're like nostalgic for me and I really like them. So yeah, these are just regular store-bought. I'll put the recipe in the description for the mac and cheese. But let's just stop talking and dig into some food. Let's see. Oh my God, I love cinnamon rolls. And then also for today's mukbang, I'm going to be doing another Q&A because I realized that I haven't done a Q&A in the longest time. I think my last Q&A was like this last April maybe, or maybe last May. So it's been like May, June, July, August, September, October, like 6 months since I've done a Q&A, so I decided I'm gonna do one today. There is just something about cinnamon, sugar, and icing that gets me every time. And then the way that I make my cinnamon rolls, they're still store-bought, but I put butter on the bottom to make it like extra fatty. So I put like little tiny cubes of butter in between the cinnamon rolls to kind of just like, I don't even know. Like, I don't have an excuse for why I do that, but it makes it taste good, so. I got my water, I'm gonna be right back. And then a lot of you guys ask me, because I always forget to say it, but a lot of you guys ask me what I drink when it's like colorful. And I mentioned it once, I think, but I use water flavor from this brand called Mio, just because I cannot drink water without it because I think water tastes super bland. Like, I just don't like it. So I use water flavor to stay more hydrated. So yeah, it's just water flavor. I think you can get it at like any grocery store. I've seen it at like pretty much any generic grocery store, so. Yummy. Okay. So now let's go to the community tab where I asked you guys to ask me whatever you want. Okay, the first question is, what is Sara's job? Which I do get asked a lot, and I'll reply like to DMs and stuff, but I don't think I've ever talked about it in a video. But when we lived in Seattle, she was a host at a restaurant downtown. And now that we've moved to LA, it's kind of ironic actually, which I know because we both kind of always talk about how we don't like kids and how we don't want children, but she decided that she wanted to be a nanny. So she found a family to nanny for like a month ago. And I think I've commented this once on a video, but they found out that I was a YouTuber, and they were very specific with talking to Sara about making sure that she doesn't post their kids anywhere or like talk about their kids on social media. So that's all I'm gonna say about it because I don't wanna like overstep any boundaries. But yeah, she's a nanny. I guess I could have just said that, like, short answer is she's a nanny. Oh my gosh. It is just as good as I remember it. Wow. So good. Like, You have to make it. I'll put it in the description. Like I said, it is the best mac and cheese ever. Holy crap. There is 6 different cheeses in here. I'll write them in the description because I forgot what I picked out, but I know some of it's like cheddar, Monterey Jack, Parmesan, white cheddar, one other one, but I forget. It's literally like the cheesiest mac and cheese you'll ever see. So good. Okay, I'm gonna let it cool off a bit on the spoon while I answer another question. Oh, I forgot to say Holly Stott was the one who asked what is Sarah's job. And then Vanessa Love 3 asked, has your ex Eric contacted you, and do you find men in LA to be different in Washington? Thanks. No, I mean, we haven't talked since we talked the month after when because if you watch my breakup video, you'll know that we broke up and then didn't talk for like a month, and then he reached out a month later, and then that's kind of when we had closure, I guess. And then after that, we haven't talked. Like I mean, I live in LA now, so there's really would be no point for us to talk really, but yeah, we haven't talked since that last time that we talked after we broke up. Which is crazy. I was just thinking about that the other day, how like it's gonna be almost a year that we broke up, which is just crazy how time flies. Like it just goes by so fast. I'm seriously in heaven right now. Like my 2 favorite foods in one mukbang. I mean, it really doesn't get much better than this. Next question is, when are you going to collab with Nick Dompierre and Stephanie Buttermore? And I don't know. Stephanie and I have never talked about collabing really, and Nick and I have, but we haven't really set a date on anything or even like a time frame. I think what we're planning to do is, because he does come to California sometimes, and I think the plan is that whenever he's in California, we're gonna do a collab. So hopefully that'll be soon. I really want to get my first collab under my belt, because collabing with people low-key gives me anxiety, like meeting people in person for the first time. So I kind of want to just, like, I've been holding off on doing collabs for so long, and I finally just want to get one under my belt. So hopefully I'll collab with someone soon. And once I know more and once more things are planned, I will let you guys know. I just realized that I forgot to answer part of the question. The one that asked, has your ex Eric contacted you? And then they were like, do you find the men in LA to be different from Washington? Thanks. Yes, the men here are definitely more into how they look. I feel like because in Seattle, it's freaking rainy like 9 months out of the year. Everyone scrubs all the time, that lots of men will just kind of let themselves go. Not in like a bad way. Well, I mean, that's not really a good thing, but I guess they just don't put as much effort into how they look, like the way they dress, their hair. Guys here definitely work out more. So I would say the main difference, like, it's not like their personalities are much different, but I would say just like how much effort they put into their appearance is very different. Which I am happy that more guys down here are into lifting, because I don't think I could date a guy that didn't like going to the gym, just because I love it so much and I think it's fun to have a fun lifting partner. So I don't think I could ever date a guy that wasn't into weightlifting or bodybuilding. So I do like that a lot, that more guys out here are into weightlifting. Wow. I think I'm just gonna eat these with my hands. I don't really see a point in using a fork because I feel like it's just gonna be annoying, so. I feel like I do that all the time in my videos. Like, I'll start with a utensil and then I'll be like, this isn't working, this is not happening. Ramil Duran asks, when was the last time you had sex? LOL. Let me tell you, it's been, when did me and my ex break up? Deadass. Sara low-key roasted me the other day because I said, what was I saying? I think I felt sick in the morning or something like that. And I was like, oh my God, I like hope I'm not pregnant, you know, like just fucking around. And she's like, with what sex life? Like, okay. Yeah, I have not had sex with anyone since my ex and I broke up. Not because I'm not over him, but just because, I don't know. I've learned about myself that I enjoy sex a lot more if I'm comfortable with the person. So for me, I don't personally like one night stands. I've tried them in the past and I don't really feel like I get anything out of it. So I'm not like a one night stand type person. I also haven't met anyone that I would have had the time to get comfortable with. So that's why I haven't had sex with anyone. But yeah, hopefully soon. I feel like I'm growing cobwebs down there. You know, that's life. There's other things that I enjoy, like food. Okay. The next question is also about my love life. I hate to tell you guys, like, I know it's boring, but I don't talk to anybody. Lena Sandoval asked, what is the rudest thing you have seen or experienced since moving to LA? Which, if you don't know, I've been ranting a lot about people in LA on my story, which one native Los Angelino, I think is how you say it, got very upset at me for ranting about people from LA. But I know that there's great people here. I've met great people here, but I'm also astounded at the amount, which it's also the area I live in, to be fair, because I live by the Grove and it's kind of like celebrity central. You know, everyone wants to be somebody. Like, it's just kind of that vibe. I think there's a correlation there with the amount of negative people I run into. But man, oh man, I've experienced some rude people here. Which I don't know what the rudest thing is. Oh, no, I know. This isn't even like crazy rude, but I think to me it just says a lot about this person, the person that was doing it. So, Sara and I were at the gym, and in the gym locker rooms, there's these big fans. I think they're called big ass fans, and they literally are huge. And they're on the ceiling and they just go around to circulate the air, I guess, I don't know. There was a cleaning lady who was trying to clean it with one of those like dust brushes to like brush the dust off the top of the fan. What is that called? Wing? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like the fan thing, like she's dusting the top of it. And little dust bunnies are falling down. God forbid, you know, like what are we all gonna do if we get hit with a dust bunny? I don't know, we might die. Apparently, because while she was cleaning it, which she was being nice and waiting for people because it was kind of in the walkway, so like if she saw someone coming, she would wait for them so they could walk by without getting hit. So I walked by without getting hit. I'm totally fine. Like, even if a dust bunny hit me, I would be fine. And this lady, it didn't appear like the cleaning lady, which iconic. She was like totally ignoring the lady who was bitching at her. And the lady who was bitching at her was like, hello, 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 like trying to get her attention. Basically trying to tell her to stop cleaning it, when it's like, bitch, I guarantee you the cleaning lady isn't just doing this for no reason. I guarantee you it's probably part of her checklist or part of her chores she has to do before she leaves, or just part of her like cleaning checklist for the day. Like, there's no way she just cleaning the fan for no fucking reason. That's her job. But eventually which Sara said something to this lady, which I love Sara for that, because the lady was like, you stop. Like, because the cleaning lady wasn't paying attention to her, so she felt like she had to speak to her like she was dumb. She was like, you stop. Like, what authority do you have to come into a locker room and try to tell someone who works there to stop doing their job? You're fine. If you're so concerned with the dust, get out of the way. The locker room is reasonably large. You can find a spot to change. Like, so Sara stepped in and was like, she's doing her job. Like, leave her alone. You don't have any right. Pretty much exactly what I just said. She was like, you don't have any right to try to come in here and tell her to stop for what? And then the lady got awkward and walked off. That's how I feel about those people though, is like, they're picking on someone who can't really fight back, because this, like, the cleaning lady is at her job. It's not like she's gonna cuss this lady out, you know. You pick on someone who can't fight back, and then the second that someone checks you, you whimper and run away like a little baby. You know, it's like so classic. I just will never understand people who are so mean to, I mean, anybody, but especially people in jobs like that. It reminds me of when I was a server or a waitress, and people were just so rude, like just because they felt like they could be, you know. Victoria Black asked, when was the last time you had a binge episode? And I remember it very vividly, very vividly. It was kind of at the start of my YouTube channel, a year and a half ago about, but I remember it vividly because I know exactly what triggered it too. I've never talked about this on my YouTube channel just because, I don't know, it's not something, like, I'm not the type of person who, I really love the fact that my experience with binge eating helps people. I get a lot of DMs from people saying that the fact that they know that I experienced it, it helps them. Excuse me. But it's also a very private thing to me, so it wasn't something that I ever discussed on my channel, but I guess I'm going to today. It was the day before 4th of July of 2018, and I was with my boyfriend at the time, or I was dating my ex-boyfriend at the time, and he had invited me for the 4th of July to hang out with a bunch of his friends. And if you know me and you're familiar with my channel, you know that I have social anxiety pretty severely, I would say. I think it's kind of worse because I get in my head about it, but I do have pretty bad social anxiety, and I was already kind of nervous just being with him because it was a very new relationship. It was very fresh. Like, I still had those kind of like butterfly feelings where I was just really nervous and I didn't quite feel totally comfortable around him yet. But he invited me to the 4th of July to meet his friends, and I also don't know what it is, but I knew we were going to a lake house. And I get really nervous around people with money because I just feel like I'm not one of them. Like, I didn't grow up wealthy. I'm not wealthy now. Like, it's not like I understand that life or I can connect to you, you know? The inside of the roll is my favorite, dude. But I also get nervous around people who have money, basically. So I was extra nervous because I'm meeting his friends for the first time. It's the 4th of July, so his friend's family is gonna be there, and they live on a lake. I was like, I know they have a boat, so I'm probably gonna have to be in a bikini. And it's so silly because this is the sucky thing about binge eating disorder, is I was thinner then than I am now. But I was still struggling with my body then and accepting my body, and I was still new to weightlifting too, so I felt like I hadn't really made the changes that I had wanted to, and so I just had all these negative thoughts about my body running through my head, and I just felt so nervous, so inadequate, so like I was gonna look stupid in my bikini, like I was gonna embarrass myself in front of his friends and all that stuff. And so I binged, and I binged on Oreos and peanut butter, and there's this tart that I had in the fridge, this chocolate tart, and so I binged on that too. and I probably had like almost the whole thing of Oreos. The next day, obviously it felt worse because I was going to the 4th of July and I felt so bloated and gross, and yeah. But I haven't binged since. I feel like this past year has really been a great year for me, even though I still have a lot of work to do on myself and my mental health and my anxiety and my depression. I feel like this past year I really have grown a lot, and I've really grown like more comfortable in my skin. So thankfully it's easier to resist the urge to binge than it was the last time that I did. But I never told my ex or anything about it, just because I feel like I always just am the type of person, I always just struggle privately. I always get embarrassed with the stuff that I'm dealing with, and I don't want to talk to people about it. So yeah, I never told him. That's probably why I never talked about it on my channel either. But yeah, it's hard for me to open up, you know? Like if I'm not asked about it, I feel weird opening up about it, so. This mac and cheese is so addictive. Wow. Devin Brooke asked, do you feel like you'll always live in LA, or do you feel like you'll continue to move different places? I feel like I will probably move different places. I definitely think that LA is a good place for me to be right now, and I think it's cool that I'm experiencing a different area and just experiencing LA life. I don't know, like I'm kind of in the center of it, but I also don't know how long I will stay, at least in this part of LA. I do love California weather for sure, so I don't know if I'll move somewhere else in California or what. I don't know why I said it like that. Obviously, as soon as I know if I'm gonna move somewhere else, I will tell you guys and update you guys. This will never get old, ever. If I didn't have the stomach capacity, I would 100% eat this whole thing. Amir Naveed asked, can you do another conspiracy? Which I'm very glad you asked, because I've commented to a couple people saying this, but my conspiracy theories are unfortunately going to be taking a short hiatus. Ideally, we'll be able to get one out soonish, but I don't want to promise anything, so for now I'm just saying short hiatus, because if you've watched other Q&As of mine, you'll probably know that I am in the process of becoming NASM certified for my personal training certification, and I am so behind. Like, I can blame a million things. I can blame my anxiety, I can blame my depression, I can blame lack of time, I can blame being preoccupied with YouTube, I can blame everything, but at the end of the day, I didn't make the proper amount of time that I needed to finish my NASM, so I'm very behind. And I thought I'd be done by this point, but I'm not. So I'm now going into overdrive to get it done, because I just want it to be over with, because it's just been looming over my head. I think it was just easier to put my time into YouTube, because that's how I make my money, obviously. So I've just kind of resigned to the fact that I can't do both at once. I have been posting a little bit less. I used to post twice a week, and now I'm doing hopefully 6 times a month. And I've just kind of resigned to the fact that my pay will definitely be taking a cut, and that's okay, because my goals, I guess, are more important to focus on right now than worrying about how much money I'm making off YouTube. Because I have enough saved up, I'll be fine. I just don't want to let you guys down. Like, I don't want you guys to think that I don't care about you or requests, because I know that my conspiracy theory videos are very highly requested, And I know I always get comments, when are you doing another one? When are you doing another one? And I was planning for a while that once I got settled in with moving here that I'd be able to start doing them again, but I kind of just had to give myself a reality check and say, you can't do both at once. You just kind of have to focus on your certification right now, and then in the future just do a conspiracy theory when you have the time. But yeah. Just because my conspiracy theories take so dang long. Like, I do enjoy making them for sure. I love researching these conspiracies. I love sharing the information with you guys, but they take forever. I promise. As soon as I have the time, I will do one, because I already know which conspiracy I want to do next. Like, I already know which one I want to do. It just comes down to when I have time, because I already planned out my entire month of November and I don't have a single day off. As soon as I'm done with my certification, you guys will be getting all types of conspiracy videos, okay? I could hypothetically like put less time into researching them and stuff, but I just don't want to do that. Like, I like putting a lot of effort into those videos because I feel like it helps explain it better. I hate watching someone's conspiracy video and I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? It's not even making sense. Like, you're not tying it together. And so I don't want to do just like a half-ass one just to get one out there, you know? So that's all I have to say about that. I love you. Sarah Hannah asked, is your mom planning on moving or visiting you in LA anytime soon? I don't think she's gonna move here because her friends, her job, everything is up in Seattle. But she is gonna visit me the 14th to the 16th of November. So I'm very excited about that. It's only like 2 weeks away. So I'm gonna see her in like 2 weeks, which I'm so excited about. Julia Malo said, if you could eat anything in the world without the calories counting, what would it be? I would for sure eat this. No, seriously, I might eat this. Or maybe cheesecake, because cheesecake is so high calorie, but it's also one of my favorite desserts, but it's just like insanely high calorie. So yeah, maybe cheesecake and then mac and cheese. Brightside asked, did you saw Trisha yet? Which they're asking me that because if you follow me on Instagram, you know that I live in the exact same apartment complex as Trisha Paytas, which I'll just tell you guys the whole story about how I figured this out. So when I posted my vlog about moving here, a lot of you guys commented that it looked similar to Trisha's apartment, but I just didn't think anything of it because I was like, you know, what are the chances that I live in the same apartment complex as Trisha Paytas, you know? But then I went down to the garage and guess what car I saw? I saw her pink G-Wagon, I think. Whatever that big pink car is that she has. That mixed with the fact that you guys were commenting saying that she lived in the same apartment complex as me. I was like, oh shit, maybe she does. And then one day I was driving home. I forget where I was even driving home from because this happened like a month ago, but I was driving home, driving through the garage, and who do I see going into the elevator? I see Trisha Paytas. My jaw was on the fucking floor, bitch. Like, it was like I was like the whole, because I still had to drive to get to my parking spot, so the whole way there I was like. So that's the only time I've seen her though. I don't know, I feel like she travels a lot, so that's the only time I've seen her. But it's confirmed that she lives in this apartment complex, and it's confirmed that she might even be able to hear me right now because she lives directly above me. Dead ass, dead fucking ass. And let me tell you why I know this, okay? Because I feel like a stalker, but it's a little investigator in me, basically. So we have this thing called parcel pending at our apartment, where it's like all the packages that are delivered from Amazon, UPS, FedEx, blah, 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 they're all dropped off in this delivery room. And if your packages don't fit in the lockers, they'll put it on this table. So anything that's oversized, basically, they will put on this table. And while I'm looking for, because I got an oversized package too, because we finally bought a garbage can, and we finally bought a garbage can, and it obviously didn't fit in the locker. So I'm like looking around for my oversized package, and I see Trisha Paytas on a package. Bitch. And then I see her room number, bitch, is the same. So like, per se, my room number is 235. Her room number is 335. So I was like, holy fuck, she lives exactly above me. And it's also confirmed, because then after that I was like, well, maybe the rooms are different. Like, how do I know that just because it's that number, it's for sure her, like, directly above me? But if you, okay, I sound crazy, and I am a little bit crazy, okay, but I sound crazy. You can look up at both of our apartments, and she had her drapes open in her apartment, and you can see there's like this red strip of light. Like, I don't know how to describe it. It'd be like a string. There's no bulbs. It's like the bulbs are inside the wire. I don't know how to describe it, dude, but like, basically it's this red light that she has like lining her ceiling, I guess, to make her apartment red. I don't know. But you can see it in her stories sometimes. So it's like, oh, I've been watching her stories because now I'm like super interested, because it's like we live in the same apartment complex. And so in one of her stories, I saw the red strip of light, and I can see it like every time I walk back from parcel pending. I see that red, because it kind of stands out as like every other apartment building is like normal light, and then hers is red, so it stands out. And so when I saw that in her stories, I was like, okay, so she for sure lives above me. Trisha! Umans asked, do you feel like a different person in LA versus who you were in Seattle? I mean, which personality traits come out more in LA and which more in Seattle? I feel like I'm definitely more aggressive in LA. Like, I was super reserved in Seattle just because there was no reason to not be reserved. But here, which I've been trying to kill it with kindness, I really have, because there's no point in ruining my energy just because of other people's energy. But I also feel like there are rude people in LA, people who are very privileged here. There's a lot of them. And so I definitely have gotten a little bit more aggressive in terms of clapping back, which I'm also trying to not. I'm trying to just read the situation. Like, is it really necessary for me to say something? Because I don't want to just be this negative ball of energy. But then there are some times where it's like I do say something because like there's no reason for you to try to treat me like that. So I feel like I'm definitely more aggressive here. Disneyland mukbang anytime soon. I forget, is it Disney World in California or Disneyland? I think it's Disneyland, isn't it? I've never been to either one, so I really want to go to the one that's in California, and I want to do like a crazy Disneyland cheat day basically and just try, because I know they have like a whole bunch of crazy food there, so I definitely want to do that sometime soon. Larry Words asked, are you always high when you do mukbangs, and do you have a boyfriend? Okay, I already kind of answered the second part. I absolutely do not have a boyfriend. I am the most single person alive. But I do want to talk about the whole high thing, because I don't know what it is, but I get so many comments, especially when I do videos with Sara. Like, everyone always assumes that we're high, and in reality, we're just very goofy. I still smoke every day before I go to bed. Like, without fail, I smoke every day before I go to bed. It just helps me relax, helps me go to sleep. I just love doing it as like a nightly ritual. So I do smoke every day, but I don't smoke on camera because I get very quiet most of the time when I smoke. Like, even with Sara, when we'll smoke together before we go to bed, we're like, okay, sorry guys, my camera died. So I think that the setup might look kind of different, because whenever I try to get out of this thing, I always kick the chair that this stuff is sitting on. So it might look a little bit different, but basically what I was saying is that whenever I smoke, I get very quiet and just like, I don't know, I just kind of zone out. And so I don't smoke for videos really, but I've smoked once on a cheat day to help me nap, and once in a video, like I did a smoking video, so. which I've also gotten requests to do another smoking video, which I'm down to do. I don't mind smoking on camera and like, so you guys know that I'm smoking, but I would never come on camera high without telling you guys, because I feel like my vibe would be very different. And then you guys would be like, what's going on? Like, why is she acting so weird? But if you guys want to see another smoking video, I can do one and smoke on camera if you guys want to see that again. Let's see. It's so funny. See the next question. Francesca Battolini said, can you do another smoking video like the Sunday one? I love that so much. And also, what has been your favorite mukbang so far? This is my favorite mukbang so far. Like I said, my 2 favorite foods. I think this is genuinely my favorite. If this one wasn't my favorite, I would say whatever video I made that Oreo cheesecake in, because when I tried it, I was just amazed at myself because it tasted so good. I think it was my 200K celebration mukbang, where I had like all my favorite foods, because that was amazing. Yeah, I would say either that or this. The 200K video or this one is my favorite. Okay, I think I'm gonna answer like 2 more and then be done. Natalia Grea Perez asked, do you ever get bored of the gym? If yes, how do you deal with it? I don't get bored of the gym, but I do start to resent the gym, because my workouts, especially lately, they've been very focused on gaining strength. And so it's like, I do want to gain strength in squats, and I do want to improve my deadlift, blobbity blobbity bloop. But also at the same time, it's like when I actually get to the gym, I'm like, I don't want to fucking deadlift right now. I don't want to fucking squat right now. Like, this sucks. So yes, I don't really get bored, because I don't know if I'd ever get bored of the gym. If you're bored, you should just set a new goal for yourself, because the reason why I don't get bored is because my main goal is to get stronger. So if I'm always working towards that, it's like, how can you be bored? But the way that I just push myself through being resentful or hating the gym is just reminding myself that if I were to quit, or if I were to leave the gym halfway through a workout, I would be way more disappointed in myself than if I were to complete the workout. You will be so much happier once you just learn to have the discipline to just get it done, which is the hardest part. And I honestly don't know how to teach discipline, because I'm not the most disciplined in many areas of my life. I don't know why the gym is like the easiest place for me to have discipline. But once you learn that like doing it is better than not doing it, or will make you feel better than not doing it, then I feel like it becomes easy to pull yourself out of having a bad attitude about it. Savvy J said, what's something you've done that you regret / the most / the worst thing you've ever done? I would say what I regret most in my life is damn near failing out of college my freshman year. My college, the university I went to, was divided into quarters, not semesters. And I think I've talked about this before, but I completely failed my entire fall quarter freshman year. I honestly I can't explain it. It was the weirdest thing. It was like I genuinely just stopped caring. Like I just stopped going to class. I didn't go to finals. I just didn't give a fuck. Like, I don't know what happened or what came over me, but I wish I could go back and redo that part of my life. It just bothers me that even though I was capable, it's still like my ending GPA in college doesn't reflect my capabilities. And I feel like in that way I kind of let myself down, because even if my future career choices don't reflect on the major I took, still I always want to do stuff to the best of my ability. And I feel like that is just kind of like a little blip that is always going to bother me. Even though I graduated, I have a degree, still it's like I just wish that I would have not fucked around, but it was a good lesson at the same time. And then the worst thing I've ever done, I would definitely say one thing I regret doing is which a lot of you guys know from that story time, the Maddie story time about me and my other ex-boyfriend and this girl named Maddie and like the drama we went through. I definitely regret stooping to her level. That sounds so corny, like, oh, I stooped to her level. I did stoop to her level, and I was mean back to her. Like, there's no way to go around that. I should have just let it go. I should have been like, she's not worth my time. There's no point in acting ratchet over this, but I just was blinded by my jealousy over my ex-boyfriend cheating on me with her, and I was blinded by just my own stupidity. So yeah, I guess that would be it for like the most horrible thing I've done, because I definitely wasn't a nice person to her by any means. But yeah, I think that's gonna be it for this mukbang. I am pretty dang full. I really enjoyed this mac and cheese though, and these cinnamon rolls. I hope you guys enjoyed this Q&A. I know I didn't get to answer everyone's question, but I hope that I still answered at least some that you were curious about. So yes, I just hope you guys enjoyed this mukbang, and I will see you in my next video.